able to see the figure. Okay, we can able to see this figure. Okay, so this is the driver and this is the driven. So this is the driving shaft and this is the driven shaft. To transmit the power between this shaft to this shaft, we are using the gear. So because the center distance between these two gears are very large, so what we have done, we are used the intermediate gears. Okay, so you can able to see here in this figure, this driver is rotating in clockwise direction and driven is rotating in counterclockwise direction. So when the driven this gear 2 is rotating in counterclockwise direction, this gear 1 will drive the direction. This will transmit the power to gear 3. Figure only in last class also I told that you can observe in this figure also, when we have the uh, even number of intermediate gears. This here we have the two intermediate gears, even number. So the driver and driven will rotate in opposite direction. If it is only one, what will happen? So the driver will rotate in clockwise direction. This intermediate gear will rotate in counterclockwise direction. Then driven will rotate in clockwise direction. Means when we have the odd number of gears, the driver and driven will rotate in same direction. You keep in mind. Now, see, to find out the velocity ratio. See here, first gear 1 will drive the gear 2. Gear 2 will drive the gear 3. Gear 3 will drive the gear 4. Okay. So we know that velocity ratio or speed ratio is equal to speed of driving gear divided by speed of driven gear, or number of teeth on driven gear divided by number of teeth on driving gear. Means the number of teeth on driven gear divided by number of teeth on driving gear. Okay. So now, so from this gear train, we are here N1 is the speed of gear 1, N2 is the speed of gear 2, N3 is the speed of gear 3, N4 is speed of gear 4. So similarly, T1 is number of teeth on gear 1, T2 is number of teeth on gear 2, T3 is number of teeth on gear 3, and T4 is number of teeth on gear 4. Okay. So now since driving gear 1 is meshed with the intermediate gear 2, is gear 2, therefore speed ratio of these two gears are N1 by N2 is equal to T2 by T1. Okay, na? Are you following? Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now similarly gear 2 intermediate gear 2 is meshed with the again another gear 3, another intermediate gear 3. So the speed ratio or velocity ratio is equal to N3 by, sorry, okay, oh, sorry, this intermediate gear 2, this gear number gear 3 is meshed with the driven gear. Okay, so now N, okay, sorry, I have skipped one more. So you will get N2 by N3 also. This will trace this one. Okay, so you are going to get N2 by N3 is equal to T3 by T2. Similarly, N3 by N4 is equal to T4 by T3. Okay, so now by multiplying all these things, okay, for example, if I consider these two only, if I consider these two only, N1 by N2 is equal to into N2 by N3, that is equal to T2 by T3, T1 is equal to into T3 by T2, or N1 by N3 is equal to this N2 N2 gets cancelled, T2 T2 gets cancelled, N1 by N3 is equal to T3 by T1. This is for if it is only two gears, sorry. 1 second. Sure. Okay, here this I am considering the train which is consist of 3 gears. Okay, this is the one is the idle gear. Okay, so our intermediate gear. Are you following? Okay, now when the intermediate gear 2 is meshed with the driven gear, gear 3, so N2 by N3 is equal to T3 by T2. The speed ratio of the gear train shown in figure obtained by multiplying these two equation. If it is one more for the fourth gear is there in previous figure what we have seen. So if it is there, this type of gear train means it consists of 2 intermediate gears. So we are going to get one more equation, that is N3 by N4 is equal to T4 by T3. So we have to multiply all the things. Okay. So when you are going to multiply these two equation, N1 by N2 into N2 by N3 is equal to T2 by T1 into T3 by T2. So N2 gets cancelled. So then T2 gets cancelled. So N1 by N3 is equal to T3 by T1. So if any number of gears are there, intermediate gears are there, the speed ratio or velocity ratio of simple gear train is speed of driver divided by speed of driven, okay, first gear and last gear, is equal to number of teeth on driven gear divided by number of teeth on driver gear. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So similarly, so if you want to find out the train value, okay, so train value is equal to speed of driven divided by speed of driver. So just it the vice versa. Okay, so it is the speed of driven divided by speed of driver is equal to number of teeth on driver divided by number of teeth on driven. So even when you are finding the train value, just first we are going to find out the speed ratio or velocity ratio. 1 divided by speed ratio or velocity ratio is equal to train value we are wanting. Okay, na? Okay, shall we go to the next? Okay, so compound gear train. Here, so this is the compound gear train. So we know that in compound gear train, intermediate intermediate shaft consists of two gears, or in single shaft, two gears are mounted in the single shaft. So you can able to see here, this is the driver and gear number 6 is the driven. So shaft in second shaft, the shaft B, see here, this is the shaft A, shaft B, shaft C, shaft D. We need to transmit the power from shaft A to shaft D. Okay, when we are transmitting this power from this A to D, we have the intermediate gears on shaft B and shaft C. Shaft B is mounted two gears, and shaft C is also consist of two gears. Okay, two gears are mounted on shaft C and two gears are mounted on shaft B. See, this gear 1 is drives the gear 2. Okay, so this gear 1 is drives the gear 2. The gear 2 is mounted on shaft B. When the gear 2 gets rotate, so shaft also get rotate and gear 3 also gets rotate. This gear 3 is mounted on gear 4. See, gear 3 is mounted on gear 4. So gear 3 drives the gear 4. Okay. Again, gear 4 is mounted on the shaft C. So and consists of gear 5. So gear 5 also rotates in same speed. This gear 5 will drive the gear 6. So when it is rotating, the speed of gear 2 is equal to speed of gear 3. Similarly, speed of gear 4 is equal to speed of gear 5, because 2 and 3 are mounted on the same shaft, 4 and 5 are mounted on the same shaft. Okay, now let N1 is the speed of driving gear 1, T1 is the teeth on driving gear 1. Similarly, N2, N3 up to N6 are the speed of respective gears, and T2, T3 up to T6 teeth, number of teeth on respective gears. Okay, now since the gear 1 is meshed with gear 2, similar like what we have calculated in the simple gear train. Okay, so gear 1 is meshed with the gear 2, therefore the speed ratio between gear 1 and 2 is N1 by N2 is equal to T2 by T1. Similarly, gear gear 2 is not meshed with any gear, only except one. So gear 3 is mounted on the shaft, the same shaft which is the gear 2 is mounted. So when the gear 3 drives gear 4, so speed ratio of N1 by N4 is equal to T4 by T3. Similarly, so 4 is when the for gear 4 is rotating, the shaft get rotate. So similarly, gear 5 is mounted on the same. Considering gear 5 drives the gear 6, speed ratio of these two gears is equal to N3 by N5 by N6. That is equal to T6 by T5. N5 by N6 is equal to T6 by T5. So now to multiply to get the velocity ratio of this entire gear train, okay. So we are going to multiply all this, because we got, so like you can able to see in this figure, 1 is driving the 2, 3 is driving 4, 5 is driving 6. So we got the velocity ratio of this one, N1 by N2 we got N3 by N4 is equal to T4 by T3. Velocity ratio of this 5 and 6. Okay. N5 by N6, that is equal to T6 by T5. This entire gear train, velocity ratio of entire gear train. So we are going to multiply equation 1, 2, 3. Okay, multiplying the equations 1, 2, 3. N1 by N2 is equal to N3 by N4, that is equal to N5 by N6. Sorry, N1 by N2 into N3 by N4 into N5 by N6, that is equal to T2 by T1 into T4 by T3 into T6 by T5. Okay, so now see here, this see this 2 and 3 are mounted in the same shaft, and 4 and 5 are mounted in same shaft. So the speed of gear 2 is equal to speed of gear 3. Similarly, speed of gear 4 is equal to speed of gear 5. Okay. So what will happen? N2 is equal to N3 and N4 is equal to N5. Since the two gear 2 and 3 are mounted on the shaft B, therefore N2 is equal to N3. Similarly, gears 4 and 5 are mounted on shaft C, so N4 is equal to N5. So what will happen? N2, N3 gets cancelled, N4, N5 gets cancelled. So N1 by N6 is equal to T2 into T4 into T6 divided by T1 into T3 into T5. Okay. So from this equation, we can able to see this. In the figure, this N1 means speed of driver, N6 means speed of driven. Okay, N1 means speed of driver, N6 means speed of driven. That is equal to T2 into T4 into T6 divided by T1 into T3 into T5. So it indicates speed of first gear divided by speed of last driven gear. Speed of first driver divided by speed of last driven gear is equal to this T2, T4, T6 are this T2, T4, T6 are the driven gears, right? So T1, T3, T5 are the driver gears. T2, T4, T6 are the driven gear. T1 is the first driver, T6 is the last driver. But T1, T3, T5s are the drivers, T2, T4, T6 are the drivens. Okay. By considering this that concept, for speed of first driver divided by speed of last driven is equal to product of number of teeth on driven gears divided by product of number of teeth on driver gears. Okay, so train value, it is the inverse of this one. So speed of last driven divided by speed of first driver, that is equal to product of number of teeth on drivers divided by product of number of teeth on drivens. Okay, just inverse of this speed ratio, the train value. Okay, is it clear? So in compound gear, speed of driver first driver divided by speed of last driven is equal to product of number of teeth on driven gears, product of number of teeth on driven gears, this T2, T4, T6 divided by product of number of teeth on drivers, T1, T3, T5. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, na? Shall we go to the next?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next is in reverted gear train. It is the form of compound gear train. This form of compound gear train here, but axis of first gear and last gear are in the coaxial or collinear. Okay, so this is the actually here. This is the driver. Gear 1 is the driver, and gear 4 is the driven. When it is transmitting the power, gear 1 will drive the gear 2. So gear 2 is mounted on the shaft, this shaft. So it will drive the gear 3, means it will carry the shaft carries the gear 3. When the gear 1 drives the gear 2, it will rotate the shaft. Okay, then the gear 3 will rotates. Okay, when gear 3 will rotate, it will drive the driven gear 4. Axis is same. Okay, axis is same. to find out the velocity ratio of this one. Now you can able to see gear 1 will drive the gear 2, gear 3 will drive the gear 4. Okay, now. So now let here T1 is the number of teeth on gear 1 and R1 is the pitch circle radius of gear 1. So we will discuss this concept later. First we will find out the velocity ratio. N1 is the speed of driver. Similarly, T2, T3, T4 are the number of teeth on remaining gears, respective gears. N2, N3, N4 are the speed of respective gears. Okay. Then R2, R3, R4 are the radius of pitch circle of that respective gears. Okay. There are two concepts. There are two concepts to find out the velocity ratios. So first we'll start with the speed ratios. Speed ratio, when you're considering the speed ratio, we are going to get only same thing. This is the speed ratio is N1 by N4 is equal to T2 into T4 divided by T1 into T3, because reason is this gear 1 will drive the gear 2, so N1 by N2 into gear 3 will drive the gear 4, so N1 by N2 into N3 by N4. So when it is the come to the teeth, so N1 by N2 is equal to T2 by T1. So N3 by N4 is equal to T4 by T3. So speed of gear 2 and gear 3 is same. So what will happen? N1 by N4 is equal to, so you are going to get N1 by N4 is equal to T2 into T4, because N1 by N2 is T1, T2 by T1. N3 by N4 is T4 by T3. So when the N2 and N3 are same, so both are gets cancelled. So N1 by N4 is equal to T2 into T4 divided by T1 into T3. Product of number of teeth on driven divided by product of number of teeth on drivers. Now it is the same concept of compound gear train. Is it clear? I will go back to this by considering the pitch circle, that is I will come to the later. So have you got the idea for the speed ratio?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all of you please be interact in the class. Okay, don't come to the class for entering your US number. Otherwise, don't come to the class itself. Simply to enter the US number. Repeatedly, I am telling you. Okay. So now, I will go back to the. This is the speed ratio equation. I will go back to the pitch circle concept. Reason is, see here, axis of these two gears are fixed. Okay, na? Means because axis of these two gear and axis of these two gear means gear axis distance between the center of gear 1 and gear 2 is equal to distance between center of gear 3 and gear 4. By using these two concepts, we are going to analyze the gears here in this reverted gear train. That's only what we will consider. Picture, see here, these circles are the pitch circles, what we are drawn here. Pitch circle of this one is meshed with the pitch circle of 2. Pitch circle of 3 is having the contact with pitch circle of 4. When we are considering the radius, see, radius of gear 1 plus radius of gear 2, that is equal to radius of gear 3 plus radius of gear 4. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, means, see, this radius plus this radius is equal to this radius plus this radius. Okay, so by considering that one, see, gear 1 and 2 as well as, since distance between center distance between the distance between the center of shafts of gear 1 and 2 as well as gear 3 and gear 4 are same, therefore R1 plus R2 is equal to R3 plus R4. That I am considering equation 1. Okay, next Also, the circular pitch or module of all gears are same, because when we are going to transmit the power, so engaging gears, the module should be is directly proportional or radius. See here, pitch circle is equal to circular pitch PC is equal to pi d divided by t, or 2 pi r divided by t. That is equal to pi into module. So when relate with the radius, so radius is equal to module, diameter is equal, we know that diameter is equal to m into t. Radius is equal to mt divided by 2. When I'm considering the, because of we are assuming module is same, we are considering module is same for all the gears. R1 is equal to m into t1 divided by 2. R2 is equal to mt2 divided by 2. R3 is equal to mt3 divided by 2. And R4 is equal to mt4 divided by 2. Okay, na? Have you got this concept?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now, see, we know the equation 1, R1 plus R2 is equal to R3 plus R4. Okay, substitute these values in equation 1. So what will happen? mt1 by 2 plus mt2 by 2 plus is equal to mt3 by 2 plus t4 divided by 2. So m by 2, m by 2, m by 2, m by 2 gets cancelled. So what will happen? T1 plus T2 is equal to T3 plus T4. Okay, na? So this is the concept we are going to assume when we are finding the number of teeth. Means number of teeth on gear 1 plus number of teeth on gear 2. This is equal to number of teeth on gear 3 plus number of teeth on gear 4. Reason is R1 plus R2 is equal to R3 plus R4. Okay, now because of module is same for all the gears, so we are going to consider this concept. Is it clear?
So once again, just so once again, can you explain reverted character?
Is there any doubts? Shall I explain once again? Sorry,
Yes,
I didn't
yes.
get the idea. I am not audible. I'm not audible what you are telling.
Excuse me, sir. Am I audible now?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
please explain reverted character once more.
Reverted gear. Okay. Reverted gear train concept is very simple. Here it is the one of the form of compound gear train. Okay, in compound gear train, what happened? Just compound gear train. This shaft is consist of 2 gears. Again, it will drive the another gear. So here also it consists of 2 gears. Maybe sometimes it only driven gear. There only if it is only 4 gears, so it will stop here only. Okay, na? Now it is 6 gears. It will come to here. So this is the driving shaft and this is the driven shaft. Okay. So when it is transmitting the power, we are using intermediate gears and the intermediate shaft. But when it comes to the reverted gear train, what will happen? I told you, I took the example of watch. One needle is rotating, the second needle will rotate in 1 RPM, 1 revolution per minute. Minute needle will rotate 1 revolution per hour, and hour needle will rotate 1 revolution per 12 hours. Correct?
Yes,
Correct?
sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
both the axis of all second needle, minute needle, and hour needles are same. In that time, we are going to use this concept. For example, you consider this shaft is maybe second needle. Okay, so it is rotating in or it is, you consider this the minute needle. It is rotating in 1 revolution per hour. So I need to introduce one more needle, that is the second needle, that should rotate 1 revolution per minute. Okay, but axis should be same. In that time, what we are going to use, we will use this reverted gear. reverted gate train is it is one of the form of compound gate train. But driving axis of driving shaft and driven shaft are collinear or coaxial. Is it clear? Is it clear about the concept? Then after that I will explain next thing. Okay. So now when it is like this, speed ratio is similar to the compound gate train, right? N1 by N2 is equal to T2 by T1. Again, N3 by N4, that is equal to T4 by T3. To find out the velocity ratio, what we'll do? N1 by N2 into N3 by N4. That is to T2 by T1 into T4 by T2. Okay. So when these are mounted on the same shaft, so these two gets cancelled. So you are going to get the equation of N1 by N4 is equal to T2 into T4 divided by T1 into T3. That is the velocity. So here, this gear 1 is mounted on gear 2. So when we are considering the gears contact, correct? Addendum circle will come here. Addendum circle of gear 2 will come inside the gear 1. But pitch circle will have the point contact, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, when we are considering these two axes are fixed, okay, either 1 and 2 or 3 and 4. Both the axes are fixed here. What will happen? The radius of this gear 1 means from here, this distance. Okay. And radius of gear 2 means radius of gear 1 is from this point to this black line. Are able to see from this axis to this black line is the radius of gear 1. And from this black line to this axis is radius of gear 2. Okay. This radius of gear 1 plus radius of gear 2, that is equal to radius of gear 3, means from this axis to this black line. Radius of gear 3 plus radius of gear 4. Correct? Okay, na?
Yes, sir.
R1 plus R2, that is equal to R3 plus R4. Whatever I am talking, the radius or diameter, that are the pitch circle diameter or pitch circle radius. Keep in mind. So now we know the concept, that is diameter is equal to module into number of teeth divided by 2. Correct? Diameter is equal to module into number of teeth. When come to the radius, it will become module into number of teeth divided by 2. So we know that module is equal to d by t. Diameter is equal to module into t. Radius is equal to module into t divided by 2. Okay. So we know that circular pitch PC is equal to pi d divided by t. So because we are considering radius, so it will become 2 pi r divided by t, or pi into m. Okay. So when the module is constant, so circular pitch also becomes constant, or circular pitch is constant, so module also become constant. Okay. So we are going to use this concept. So in starting class only I told you, module of two engaging gears should be same. Are you following? Module of two engaging gears should be same. When we are designing the reverted gear train, so we will consider module of all the gears which are in the gear train are same. See, instead of taking R2 is equal to MT2 by 2, R3 is equal to MT3 by 2, R4 is equal to MT4 by 2. Okay. So now we know the equation 1, that is R1 plus R2 is equal to R3 plus R4. So you substitute these values R1, R2, R3, R4, MT1 by 2, that is equal plus MT2 by 2 is equal to MT3 by 2 plus mt4 by 2. Okay, na? So m by 2, m by 2, m by 2, m by 2 gets cancelled. Okay, so this will become m, this will become m, this two gets cancelled. So it will become T1 plus T2 is equal to T3 per plus T4. Okay, na? T1 plus T2 is equal to T3 plus T4. Okay, this is the speed ratio equation what we are already discussed. Is it clear? So now
Yes, sir.
from equation 1, 2, 3, we can determine number of teeth on each gear for given center distance, speed ratio, and module only when the number of teeth are on one gear is chosen arbitrarily. Okay, if you have chosen one number of teeth on one gear, so by using this concept, we can find out the number of teeth on remaining gears. When you're solving the problem, you will get the idea. And the riveted gear trains are used in automotive transmissions, lathe back gears, industrial speed reducers, and in clock, wherein minute and hour hand shafts are coaxial. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
You know?
Yes.
Okay. Next type is epicyclic gear train. So whatever we are discussed till these three gears, see, have you observed all the cases axes are fixed, right? Maybe it is here coaxial or collinear, but axis will not shift. When you are rotating, axis is remains same. Okay, here or even in compound gears, axis are remains same. But in case of epicyclic gear train, when the gears are rotating, so axis of the gear also rotates along with around the one axis. Okay, that type of gear train we are going to call it as the epicyclic gear train. Okay, na? So when the one axis of one gear will rotates around the axis of another gear, that we are going to call it as the epicyclic gear train. Okay, so speed ratio of this epicyclic gear train we will discuss in the next class because it will take bit more time. Okay, so we are going to discuss the speed of epicyclic gear train in the next class. Is there any doubts in along with in the these three?